I think it's fair to say that everybody in life has goals that they want to achieve, and if you think about it, there's only a few ways that you can achieve those goals. And I'm going to say that I agree with this quote that says, "A creative man is motivated by the desire to achieve and not by the desire to beat others." Now I'm going to explain two different scenarios that have to do with this quote. One having to do with my brother and his ability to achieve something, and one dealing with my life lesson of learning exactly why that is super applicable in everyday life. Starting off with my brother, he is a senior this year. He's going through the health academy at his high school, and he just participated in a HOSA event. So basically what that is they take different like medical techniques, things that you need to learn in nursing, things that you need to apply when it comes to being a nurse, and then they test you on those things. So how to make a bed, how to properly assess a patient, all those types of things. My brother's a really great example of like a super, super humble person. He is willing to help everyone, and he just wants to learn things. So his goal going into this, he had no expectations for himself at all whatsoever. He just wanted to experience it and put it on an application for college. So he went in and did what he had learned how to do, exactly how he learned how to do it, and he ended up placing third in state. And now he's been invited to do the international one in Florida in June. I just view him as a really good example of how you can achieve things without having to belittle other people around you, and just by doing what it is that you need to do. Now, my personal example is a little bit different. When I went into management, I viewed myself in competition with every other manager at my level. I was like, no, I need to get promoted before you. I need to do this before you do. And everything was a competition, and I wasn't helping anyone around me at all. When it came to emailing different things or different projects, I would always try and hop on it first and do it myself without any help. Just recently, I've learned and been disappointed time and time again on different people who are being promoted before me. And I have some people that are on my side and say that I should probably be promoted by now, but there are others who disagree. And I'm getting to a point where I'm okay with that. Like, you don't have to think that I need to be promoted like I do or like some other people do. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I know how to do and try and progress at my own rate and not put myself in competition with all these other people, because in the end it literally it crippled me. Like, I couldn't get better, I couldn't do more, I couldn't get further with my career because I was so focused on all these other people and what all these other people were doing and trying to do better than them that I couldn't do what I'm good at. So in the end, it really comes down to your perspective and what motivates you, and making sure that you have like a positive mentality when you go into getting something done and to move on and to progress and get to your goals. As long as you have a good mindset and you simply are doing something for the achievement purpose and not to belittle somebody else, then in life I think you're doing well.
Did you specifically put like the same general topic on each card? Like all three of
One of
were
them.
generally
There are a
the
couple
same?
of them. There were a couple of them that were that way. That was not intentional, but that just happened. All right, I like the idea that you have at the beginning about the goals and the way you transition to the topic. That works pretty well. You've got a good purpose statement. You set up what the content's going to be adequately, so we know that there are going to be a couple of points that you're talking about. I like the details that you put into your brother's story, and the way you talk about your brother seems, you've got some pride there, and it really does seem to apply to this situation about being focused on what the goal is as opposed to what the competition is. And I thought that was a nice application of personal experience there. Your delivery in that section, I think, is actually pretty strong. It's funny, when you start talking about yourself, I think your delivery falls off a little bit. You have a tendency not to look at us as much. There's a little bit more hesitancy here and there. Your voice you don't drop out the way some people do, but it does get a little quieter, and your energy level, I think, is a little bit less engaging. And if you had kept it up at the same level and been more consistent, that was an earlier speech that we had, been a little bit more consistent, I think it would have been stronger. As it was, it felt like there's a difference, and I think it's just the subject matter that you're talking about there. I like the exit line also. I thought you did a nice job with that. Thank you.